history of surface finish measurement. So before measuring anything, we have to identify what is it that we are trying to measure. So whenever we want to measure something, we have to identify what is it that we are trying to measure. So for example, when you want to measure a gear profile, we should know what is a gear profile. When you want to measure a screw thread, we want to measure the effective diameter. First thing is we should know what is effective diameter. Okay, so let us understand what is surface finish. Actually, the correct term is surface texture. So what are we trying to measure? For example, compare this surface over which a block is pulled over this surface. And another surface like this, over which also the same block is pulled over. So how will the friction be between? When you compare the two surfaces, will it be same? So if you measure the peak to valley height of these two surfaces, both are having same height, but the frictional forces will depend not only on this peak to valley height, but also the wavelength of this surface. Okay. So that is why, so what is that we are trying to measure is not so easy to define. So depending on the application, we may have to define various wavelengths. So that is why the cutoff, the lambda s, so wavelength which is considered as roughness, waviness, etc., has to be defined. Okay. So wavelength is an important parameter in surface measurement. So if you view the desert, okay, so far away we can see large mountains. So these mountains may be several meters high, 10 meters, 20 meters high. Then if you view the mountains in this region, these are at a much higher magnification. This may be only say 1 or 2 meters high. And very close by, at a very large magnification, we can find so ripples of sand. So which are of very short wavelength, just a few centimeters. Okay. So if you are trying to pull a slide over the surface, okay, so the frictional forces here are, it is a long surface, large surface, and if you are pulling it here, all will be different. So a lot depends on the wavelength. Okay, so the frictional forces depend considerably on the wavelength of the surface. So the surface profile, which if we theoretically, okay, if we capture the surface, we can divide into 3 parts: roughness, waviness, and former. So surface profile consists of 3 parts: roughness, waviness, and former. So what is roughness? Roughness is defined as the short wavelength irregularities caused by individual scratch or tool marks. So scratch marks, as the tool cuts the surface, scratch marks are found on the surface. And each tool movement results in tool marks. So like this. So imagine a cutting tool. So that is, as it cuts the material, along the edge, material will be removed, and due to the crystal structure of the material, it will not be exactly a straight line. So different crystals will be removed together. One single crystal may be removed together because the bonding between the crystals is not there. So all that results in, so these are tear marks. So this is a tool mark. So the shape of the tool, so the tool makes one cut here, then next cut, so in the lathe, whether the workpiece rotates and it comes back here in the same line, then it makes another mark here. So these are tool marks, and along this edge we get tear marks. So that is a scratch mark. So the short wavelength irregularities caused by scratch or tool marks is defined as roughness. So that is the low wavelength irregularities. So DIN defines it as wavelength should be less than 1 times. Then the medium wavelength irregularities are called waviness. So the longer wavelength irregularities upon which roughness is superimposed. So that is called waviness. So waviness is caused by vibration of the cutting tool, hard spots in the material, chapter, the cutting process, the built-up edge formation, etc. in chapter. So these are the tool marks, and every cut will not be at the same height. So because sometimes here the material is very hard, so the tool is not able to go deeper. So what happens? The tool mark is at a higher pitch. Okay, so tear marks are not shown, so these are tool marks. And so the tool position is follows some curve. Okay, so that is called wavelength. Okay, so this is of a wavelength larger than roughness. Then the very large wavelengths are called former long wavelength variations caused by slideway wear. So in the lathe, the slideway, the carriage has to move from one end to the other end. So the slides are worn out, it will go up and down. So that is slideway wear. So that results in a corresponding shape in the workpiece which was machined. Then workpiece flexure. So the workpiece is held at one end by the chuck, other end is free. So when the cutting tool presses, that tool will, that edge will bend. Okay, so it acts like a cantilever, and because of the bending, it is not able to cut that much at the free length. So that is how workpiece flexure causes a shape in the machined surface. That is called former. So roughness is a very short wavelength irregularities. So that is superimposed over the waviness, which is caused by vibration, etc. And the whole movement of the cutting tool will follow some long, very long wavelength variations, which is called the form. Okay, so this is roughness, waviness, and form order. So the same surface will have roughness, waviness, and form. So form order, how to measure, we have learned in the class, in the lab class. Which instrument do we use to measure form order? So form order can be of different types. So one type of form order is straightness error. So straightness error measurement using autocollimeter we have learned. So in the autocollimeter, the reflector, what is the length of the reflector used? It is 50 mm or 100 mm. So only the deviations which are having wavelength more than 50 mm can be captured by autocollimeter. So that is the order of magnitude of the former. So the wavelengths are of the order of 50 mm or 100 mm, etc. So if you are using a spirit level, the wavelength will be 100 mm or so, or even 200 mm or 300 mm. Okay, so the very long wavelength variations are called form. Okay, so that will conclude for the day, and the methods we'll discuss in the next class. So any question? So those who want to leave may leave. If you want to discuss anything, you can remain and ask.